Welcome to the Elements of Spirit readings for the week of, I don't even know what day it is. No, I do. It's the 10th of December, 2017. This is for the week from this Sunday to next Sunday. I just recorded an intro video, which was supposed to be the beginning of the ether reading, but it was not. It was actually a kind of statement of intent behind these readings and behind some of the work I do in general. So if you haven't watched that, go check it out. If you like, you don't have to. It's not super important, or is it? You decide. Other little thing to share before I get into the ether reading for this week of December 10th is that on Wednesday the 13th, I'm teaching channeling workshop in Orange County. If you're in California, please come join if you like. And then on Saturday the 16th, John Hill and I will be doing an episode of Let's Get Mystical, our free call-in show where we get to jump off of the work that we do on Sirius, on Johnny's show, The Feels, where we do readings with live readings with callers every month. We're going to be doing this at least once a month, and we've been doing it regularly for a little while, but next installment is the 16th. Stay tuned here, follow on Instagram and such for info about when that is. It's a live call-in show that we do through Facebook Live, that an Insta story, right, live story, so that you can call in and so that we can spend a little more time doing readings than we usually get to when we're on the radio. So you can call in and do readings. You can call in and throw some shade. We can, you can ask random questions, mystical, magical questions. It's basically just a time to get to us, in the open, where we can breathe. So please come on the 13th to channeling and on the 16th to the Facebook Live Let's Get Mystical live call-in show. We post the phone number then, it's the same number every week, but I mean, we post the phone number closer to the time so that you can call and do your thing and get a reading. Okay, but for now, we go into the ether. So it's funny, they give a really funny thing here. Where there's smoke, there's definitely fire. And there, all the problems are real, right? All the solutions are valid. Right should win. Not like the right or the left, but right, or was righteousness should win, right? Right should win, but not if wrong is fought for harder. It will still win, but it will take longer. Okay, it will take longer. Okay. Wow. Okay, so there's something here which is just getting a lot of stuff all at once. There's both my eyes got pulled to the kyanite again, to the communication. When I see something, I say something. I honor my knowledge of what is right or wrong. So there's also this: when there's smoke, there's definitely fire. All the problems are real. All the solutions are valid. Right should win, but not if wrong is fought for. But not if wrong is fought for harder. Right will still win, but it will take longer. So there's this sense of, guys, what are you waiting for, right? What are you waiting for to speak about? I was going to say something about this before Thanksgiving, but I wasn't back from my momentary social media, break, excursion, or whatever, absence. I wanted to say, ask all the questions. Ask all of the questions. Oh my gosh, we just talked about this in the intro video. So, okay, cool. I get this. So the whole point is remembering that the only way for your inner agitation to be expressed in the world is to express it. The difference is can you express without attack? Can you express with compassion, right? Can you express your truth compassionately? Can you offer your truth instead of forcing your truth? But there's something here, it feels like meerkat, vibes of like gotta speak up, right? When I see something, I say something. When I see something, I say something. When I see something, I say something. Is that true? Is that true for you? When you see something, do you say something? So much, right? So much about silence ending. And just, again, like both with the Me Too movement, right? And to some extent, I'm sorry, but also with like white nationalist movements. It's like there's voice being given to super strong, passionate feelings that have been buried, right? Or been silenced, right? The degree of righteousness is a moot point, right? Objectively. But if you feel something is wrong and you know something is wrong for you, nobody's going to know. Nothing's going to change if you don't express that somehow. You don't have to be a dick. You don't have to, you don't have to attack. Interesting. I was talking to someone else too about the karmic implications of actually the karmic implications of doing something on behalf of another person, right? Speaking up for someone else. Sure, you don't have to do it. You might be violating the person's free will, but people do it, not all the time, but people do it. People speak up. And what's interesting about it is that you don't have to. It's not if you don't choose to, you don't have to. But when you do speak up for another, you kind of accrue some of the karma. So dumbed down version of this is like a good friend of mine was speaking up on the internet about race, and he started getting tons of death threats and neo-Nazi haterade, and it got really freaky. It got really spooky for him. So what do you do in that moment? Do you not speak? Do you speak up loudly and passionately, as my friend did? Or do you speak up in a way that makes sure that you are, calibrating your expression with as much loving intention, rose quartz, as possible? I would argue that's the best way. If you're going to speak up, at least try to calibrate it with as much loving intention as possible. If you just lose your shit and blow up, plenty of people are not stopping themselves from blowing up. But what we're getting at here is that when there's smoke, there's fire. If there's something that seems like it's a problem for us now, it's most likely like a burning dumpster fire of a problem, like a massive, massive problem. All of the problems are real, is what the guidance is saying. All of the solutions are valid. So, we could decide to go for a solution to fixing the environment by opening, 700 new coal plants, right? That's not necessarily a solution that's going to achieve a goal of cleaning up the environment, but it is a valid solution. Someone could say, why don't we just open a lot of coal plants? And everybody's like, yeah, that's a great idea. And now all of a sudden, we're solving the problem of the environment with coal plants. Maybe simply because no one person stood up to be like, you guys, I thought we were trying to reduce fossil fuel emissions. This is going to add to those fossil fuel emissions. So point is, what it seems like the element of ether is putting into relief this week is the importance of your individual perspective. We've talked about this in other readings in terms of how important your own pain is. Really, we're past that point now, right? We're past the point of just responding to your pain body. Obviously, still, the responses of what's causing you pain are valid, right? If it's causing you pain, then it's really time to speak up or do something or say something. More so, we're talking about what happens when you smell smoke, right? When you smell smoke, do you just look away from the fire? the idea here is not do something either, right? Do something would be great. And if you are inclined towards action and activism, please fucking do something, do anything, right? We all got to do something. But what this read this week is talking about, say something, say something, say something, say something, say something. Because if you have done any work on yourself, if you have any awareness of what matters, if you have any established set of standards, priorities, ideals, even dogma, right? Like what's, dogma's not great, but if it dogma maybe sometimes is better than no values at all, right? Because if you don't speak up on behalf of your values, then what the guidance says this week is right should win, but not if wrong is fought for and harder, right? Not if there's more muscle and action behind the fight. What it seems like the read is also acknowledging is that like sometimes you don't know what to do. So if you don't know what to do, say something. Usually say if you can't do the thing, then just do something. And in this case, it's like if you can't do the thing, then at least say something. Say something. Say something to increase the vibration of expression, right? And the expression of truth along the most loving lines, as opposed to just the expression of truth, right? Along whatever frickin' lines serve to get more, right? To get more power for the individual or for small groups, as opposed to the most loving lines of speaking up would be lines that have to do with injustices and separations and anything that really ultimately leaves anyone out, right? The only party I want to go to is the one that everyone's invited to. That's it. And your affirmation for this week is when I see something, I say something. Stay tuned for Earth, Air, Water, Fire. That will follow these videos. You combine that affirmation of when I see something, I say something. When I see something, I say something. When I see something, I say something. With whatever affirmation and reading is associated with the element that is associated with your sun sign, right? The primary element in your being, right? We're calling in this series the sun sign, but if you know you have like 7 planets in earth signs, then check out Earth, right? Even if your sun is in water. Because these are not astrological readings, but we use an astrological interface to kind of organize and understand them. So let's see what the other ones say. I love you guys very much. I'll see you next week. Ciao, 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 ciao. Bye-bye.